In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets. You shouldn't leave your shelter until officials say so.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Citizens are advised to take the following steps. Stay alert to news media events or local emergency alert notifications.
Previously on the BRB, the big, is it Big Right Back? Big Red Behind? The Bad Red Buffoons? Yeah, that's the podcast we're on.
You guys have made it to Harrison. This is Raiders headquarters. This is where they live. He hears nothing.
Interesting.
Supposed nest of raiders.
Well, we gotta go to the library for Houston.
As we all know, having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card.
That's catchy. Did you come up with that yourself?
This library has been maintained to perfect as post-apocalyptic wasteland can get. As you're standing there, you feel something touch your temple. Put those books back, or I'm going to blow your brains all over the L section.
We're from Dustridge, to the south.
Master Wingert, this matches. Well, it's very similar to the poster that you have hanging next to your bed. Oh my, we're not alone.
We just need some answers.
Sure, I guess.
What can you tell us?
So you wanna see a raider?
Not in particular.
It's just best if I show you. Pile in the snow of black and mud and blood and.
Are they supposed to be in so many pieces?
You say you think jackets that they had antlers on them?
Based on your description, they are the same.
I have an electronic database in the back of the library. Okay, so you pull up at least 100 entries for cannibal groups.
Oh dear, you indemnable fleshbacks. Get out of the way.
And Godfrey starts tapping away. The screen flashes and narrows down to one entry, and one entry alone.
If I'm not mistaken, that is a Wendigo.
A Wendigo? Isn't that an RV?
It's not real. We have to have real evidence.
It's just an RV, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you all again. That intro that we just heard was pretty spoopy at the end there, and it got feisty. And because we were recording this well after that first one, I don't remember what happened in the last game. So, if this is your first time here, welcome to the Big Red Button Podcast. This is a 2D20 tabletop role-playing game based on the Fallout franchise, which is a really fancy way to say we are basically converting the Fallout franchise into a choose-your-own-adventure where Cody, William, and I are at the whims of our game master, Dallas. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
So when we last left our explorers, where were we, Dallas?
We found a Winnebago, right?
A scarier Winnebago than your grandma's Winnebago, sure.
And it's not the kind of Winnebago we can turn into one of those really overpriced Airbnbs.
Oh, no.
A swanky barbershop or something. Have you seen that?
Hi, we're Devin and Kyle. Devin's the girl's name. And we have this Airstream that we found on eBay, and we converted it into a tiny house. We would like $700 for 3 nights, please. And that's not including the cleaning fee. Thanks, Devin and Kyle.
So you guys meet a new character who's been living here for a long time alongside the Raiders and had been fairly peaceful. But he tells you that in the middle of the night, there was some sort of raid on the raiders. There was an ambush, very quiet. They butchered the raiders.
How the turntables.
These were fairly peaceful raiders, right? Like I have neighbors that are probably worse than these raiders. And
Hi. My name is Devin and Kyle. Yeah, those two, they suck.
I've never met a night shift barber in Winnebago before, but here we are. They're the worst.
For the record, it's not a Winnebago, guys. I looked at the computer and it was a Wendigo, which is a magical Native American spirit that eats people, and I'm a people. I'm a little scared.
I thought we were talking about winning bagels. I didn't know what we were what we were going on.
It's Winnebago, not Winnebago.
It's always Harry Potter with you, and I actually respect it because that was pretty funny.
These people do use the raiders like a spread you would put on a bagel, though. Probably. Because they do eat people, we found out. Perhaps. Robert Short, the gentleman you guys met, was also a ghoul, and we did find out that they did not bother him. They left him alone, which kind of hinted at us looking further and getting on the computer, as one does as a studious person visiting the public library, and found out all kinds of cannibalistic-related material. And that is where we left off. We were here, sent from Dustridge on a recon mission, and now we are headed back to Dustridge with information.
I just feel so bad for people of the Fallout universe because they never got Arthur the Aardvark to teach them that having fun isn't hard. when you've got
a library card.
A library card.
You beat me to the joke.
It's rare that Alex beats Cody to a PBS Kids joke, but here we are in some alternate darkest timeline pocket dimension. So
we're in a different world. The rules don't apply the same here. So you guys have headed out of Harrison and you're heading back south, and it has been fairly calm and quiet, a little too quiet, as you guys are making your cautious way, picking your way through vehicles and garbage, making your way back with this information. And you hear gunshots in the distance and a lot of a ruckus way out.
No, not again. Not again.
The gunshots are between you and Dustridge, so you have to head this way, and you guys are cautiously walking and making your way towards the gunshots because there's nowhere else to go. And as you round a hill and two ridge lines kind of come together in a bottleneck, you see the propellers of a vertibird setting on the road. And as you cautiously crest the hill, you see 3 Brotherhood of Steel milling about on the other side of this vertibird, and another one, a 4th, propped up against the cockpit of the vertibird. I need somebody to roll perception.
Can I just say vertibird? That seems like a fun word.
Vertibird.
Vertibird is the word. No. Okay.
Well, as I have the best sensors out of everyone, I will roll perception.
Do you? For perception?
He's the most confident about it for sure.
I have 5.
Excuse me, I have 7.
Atta boy.
Of perception.
Oh, well, you rolled a 12.
So that doesn't do us any good.
No, well, it's two, right? Two.
Yeah, you get to roll 2.
So
yeah.
I get to roll the second one. Oh, 4.
Hey!
Yes.
Just a reminder to the audience, we are playing by golf rules. The lower the number, the better.
Me no able to do big number. Me only able to do small number.
Well, the dice game that you ordered on Wish. We had to change the rules enough to avoid any sort of copyright
I
infringement.
think we do Temu now.
Temu, yes.
You guys walked over, you stop, and as you guys crested the hill, you see a huge hulking set of armor turn towards you, and lights on the armor face you guys and kind of blind Jake and Houston, but Godfrey, using his better sensors gets a feel for what's going on, because we did hear gunshots. And there are
I surrender! What?
As
Not yet.
Godfrey is yelling surrender, he does notice 2 dead people on the ground. And those 2 dead people are wearing the same dusters as our cultist friend had on. And they are very hot, steaming in the snow.
Master Winger, what is that giant piece of machinery?
I've only heard about these guys. There's some kind of like crazy cult that collects weapons.
Stay right there. Don't move.
We're not going anywhere. Hey.
Hands up.
They're up. They're as up as they go.
Keep them there.
Is it the same sign of surrender if I only put 2 of my arms up, or do I need to put all 3?
Put all 3 of them up.
Make sure you put the buzzsaw away.
All right, now head this way.
Fine.
Who are you all with? Head this way.
Hey, so we're part of the Dustridge community to the south. I think you may have probably heard of Sheriff Ironhand, right?
Yeah, we know the sheriff. But what are you guys doing coming from the north?
So our town has a treaty with the guys up north, but it's kind of a mess up there right now.
Jake, I'm going to need you to roll a charisma check.
All right. So for charisma, I
Riz
have
check.
7. I'm going to riz these girls up. Boys, initiates.
Master Winger, by a mess, were you referring to the gore? The blood?
Was actually.
The tissue bits that were spattered all over that town? Or was this a more metaphorical mess?
Okay, so I rolled both a 9 and a 10. I needed a 7 or better, but I have a smooth talker perk.
Right. And also, we use 2 skills to pair them
I
together.
have
So we use speech.
I
So
have
it's
5.
a 5 and a 7. You add
Okay,
those
so I needed
together.
the 12, and I got a 9 and a 10.
Oh, yeah, you're perfect.
Okay.
So the paladin in the armor believes you. He believes your story. So he tells you to put your arms down and to come over so that way you guys can talk.
Come on over here.
I've been sleeping on that rusty cot. My shoulders are killing me. Thank you for letting me put that down finally. Hey, I'm Jake. This is Houston and Godfrey. Godfrey, remember how we do intros, right?
Yes, Godfrey. It's spelled
Nope.
Godfrie to commemorate. No,
Yep,
sorry.
you had it right the first
Sorry.
time. Good job.
Yes, programming's hard to overwrite it sometimes.
Houston, say hi to the nice man with a gun pointed in your face, please.
Hi.
There's 2 scribes that are bent over the 2 dead raiders, which you guys had noticed from a long ways off that these aren't raiders, but these are the cannibals that you've encountered multiple times up to this point. One of the scribes looks up and kind of gives you a side eye at Godfrey, because Godfrey's a little too shiny and a little too new to just be one of the many robots that have been floating around for a while.
Excuse me, sir. My eyes are up here. Thank you very much.
He's awful shiny to be from around these parts. So what's your story there, Tin Can?
My self-maintenance is impeccable. Plus, I was locked in a vault for over 200 years.
He's homeschooled.
You can't keep Chrome that shiny in the wasteland. Not this long. No siree.
We found him in a bank. He was in charge of their security and counting the money or something. But did you know that the money in there isn't actually worth anything anymore? Have you heard anything about that? Because I feel like that's not right. Is that right?
Are you trying to pull our legs?
No. Sorry. No. We found him in a bank vault by accident. He's been in there just on a loop. Now he's loopy in real life, but no, he's just been hiding out.
Well, I've got my eyes on you boys. Can you tell us anything about these 2 fellers that we gunned down?
Unfortunately, yes.
They part of your group?
No, not at all. In fact, do you know what it's called when people want to eat other people?
Oh, so now it's fine to let him know that there are cannibals about.
Cannibals?
Yeah, so we were just up north in Harrison, like I said. So the sheriff sent us up north to try and figure out what's going on. It seems that these guys here, that's not normal leather. That's not Brahmin leather, by the way. That's people leather on them.
People leather? What do you mean people leather?
It's human skin.
Means they filleted their skin and then they ate their bones.
Well, technically, they flayed the skin and filleted the people. So just as a distinction there.
Oh, and Houston, Master McKinley. Just a moment, and I pop a pneumatic hatch on my side to pull out the first aid kit and hand him some aloe for that grammatical burn that was issued by Master Winger.
Like any of y'all have had steak for the last 200 years to know what I'm talking about.
Brahmin is pretty good. It's strange that all the cows have two heads now.
Steak? No, Master McKinley, this self-indulgent psychopath just corrected your grammar and you're an author.
Yeah, we had a name for you guys like that. They're called grammar Nazis, and you don't want to be associated with the Nazis.
Or grammar.
Now listen here, we're here to make the wasteland great again.
So are you
telling me that them raiders up there have started eating people?
No, these guys here on the ground, I'm very glad you killed them because I am not a great shot. They are eating all the raiders up north, but they also tried coming down to Dustridge, so we've been trying to figure out what's going on with these guys. Have you all been running into any more fanatical raiders by chance, like these fellas?
No, we've had a couple hit and runs, and we've actually lost a few folks. That's what we're doing up here. We kind of had us some, what do you call that, double duty coming out on this recon run. We had heard stories about some sort of ruckus going on here, and, up in northeast, it's been bad, and we ain't been much up that way, but we've also been looking for a lady while we're, rummaging around.
And so the hulking armor starts heading your way.
Oh, whoa, what is that thing? What is that thing?
Yeah, I surrender. Hey, no, not yet. No, sorry.
The hulking piece of metal speaks to the scribe and says,
Wellington, come here.
And so he comes over and he kind of, more aggressive than you would have thought, puts his hand on the scribe's shoulder and is trying to whisper something to him, and the scribe gives a weak salute and runs back to the vertibird. And so the paladin in the armor turns to you guys.
I'm sorry for our new-ish recruit. He's been through a lot, and maybe the fifth time's a charm. So what he's trying to tell you guys is we are here because we have heard some complaints, and we're not sure what was going on, so we went on a recon mission because we had a team go down in this area. We have not heard from them in a couple of weeks. Plus, we have gotten word from the Commonwealth that there is a rogue synth that had been seen heading this direction from the Institute. We are here to find this dangerous robot. Have you guys seen or heard of any synth activity in the area?
Synth?
I mean, since I left Detroit, I haven't run into anything outside of the ordinary.
I'm sorry, could I interrupt for a moment? Synth?
It's a synthetic human. So there's this, I don't know, it's a rumor. They apparently there's some kind of group that's replacing people with like people robots. I think it's a bunch of malarkey, but who's to say,
Who in their right mind would assume that a humanoid form was the most optimum form for a robot to take?
Hey, you take that back. We're pretty cool, by the way. Thank you very much.
Listen, the amount that you can get done with a third arm it far exceeds the capacity of the human form. But anyway, so
Houston, I hate it when he's right, because I would love a third arm. And after all the time you've been irradiated, why haven't you grown a third arm?
Who says I don't?
You know what? You know
you
what?
just can't see it.
Never mind. I guess some things are better left undiscussed. Anyways, no, sir. No, sir. We have not seen any synths running around. Since I've got you, have you heard of a Wendigo by chance? Does that mean anything to you?
I've never heard that word before in my life. Hold on, let me get Scribe Pennington. Come here.
Sadly, it's not a bagel.
The other scribe, who looks a little more put together than the scribe that you guys had talked to before. Comes walking over, writing things down in a book, and approaches.
Yes, sir. So these gentlemen wanted to ask a question. They're asking about something called a Wendigo. What was it again? What'd you say it was?
A Wendigo. It's like, hey, oh, actually, this is a perfect example. Look down at these fellas on the ground over here, yeah? See the markings on the back that kind of look like a rad stag antlers? It belongs to this, like, crazy mythical creature that it's like if a deer stood on a human chupacabra body, which now I'm describing a mythical creature with another mythical creature. Listen, basically, these people think that there's some magic deer person that's trying to eat humans, and now they have to eat us. Does that ring a bell at all?
I've never heard of anything like that before in my life. You say it's a deer? We have rat stags. They come down all the time. Obviously, these aren't rat stags, and we haven't found any rat stags in a while. So, I don't understand.
Well, I thought it was worth a try. Basically, these people eat other people, and they think that a magic deer person that stands up... Anyways, thought I would ask. The other thing, we have a friend who has a dearly beloved but since departed robot. Her name's Phyllis, and she needs a power converter. Any chance that you all have a power converter that we could either trade with you all for, or one that you're just not using?
So they kind of trade glances. They look back at the gentleman who is leaned up against the side of the vertibird. He's over there smoking. He looks over and kind of gives him a little shrug. And so Scribe Pennington looks at his commander and he says,
Hey, you think maybe these guys are the reason why our last recon group disappeared? Do you think maybe they've been taken by these, what did you call them again?
Well, they're cannibals, but they worship some kind of weird cult deer thing, the Wendigo.
And your reconnaissance group was coming to Harrison.
Oh, they were just around the area. They were just, scouting the region because we had heard that there was just a more activity and we had the lady that we were looking for. So we were just out here, out and about, but we haven't heard from them in a couple of weeks. So we came out here just to see maybe if we could find them. And obviously we haven't. We have some equipment back at our outpost out east. So we're going to package these guys up and take them in, see if maybe some of our archives have something. Maybe we can send them to medical and find out some more information. But I tell you what, if you can give me actionable intel on where this synth may be, or if you can identify maybe if somebody that has seen this person and send us in the right direction, then it has to be legit. I'll give you a power cell, all right?
All right. All right. So here's, if we're going to be tracking down a synth, where was the last place that you all heard tell of this synth?
We got word from the Commonwealth that they lost the trail in Michigan.
Oh, how specific.
Wait, you said the Commonwealth? Isn't that all the way out towards the ocean, like, east?
Oh, yeah. They chased the synth out this direction. The trail went cold in Michigan. They needed to turn back because they needed tasked elsewhere, and they handed it off to us. So we are looking for her wherever she may be, and we need you to know that synths are dangerous.
Your last actionable intel was that they were seen somewhere in Michigan.
That is correct.
You do realize that the state of Michigan is 56,591 square miles in area.
I don't care where we go. I just don't want to go to Mackinac Island. I had a bad experience with a shark and a bicycle there.
Well, listen, they're here somewhere. We're just keeping our eyes open, and we're asking you to keep your eyes open.
Will do. Do you know what she looks like?
She has dark hair. She was wearing a short red jacket the last that we heard, but she could have changed clothes. She could have, she still has contact with the Institute. They could have changed her face for all we know. But there's just a lady, synth, that has came this way. Whenever we had heard last from the Commonwealth, the last briefing is synths were murdering people in their sleep and replacing them, and it was not good. So if that type of activity is going to happen here, it could be devastating to the area. We need to contain and we need to extract this piece of equipment as soon as possible.
Contain and extract this piece of equipment, Mr. Winger.
Hey, give us like 3 seconds. So I'm gonna. All right. So I put my arms around both of their shoulders. We huddle up, and I'm talking real quietly so that the big hulking machine person doesn't hear me. So, guys, I didn't believe in the boogeyman replacing children if they were bad and making them a robot person. But I just found out that a group of people thinks a deer person is trying to eat people. Do we think this is worth our time? Because I'm starting to think it might be worth our time.
No!
What?
This feels like another unnecessary fetch quest.
You don't know that phrase in this universe, in the context of this game. That's outside of the fourth wall.
I've been working on a new story.
Okay.
Working on it. Listen, no, the conditions of this trade are we get a power cell to identify a humanoid figure in a 56,000 square mile radius who may or may not have changed their face.
I'm with Godfrey. I think we just tell him that we saw a woman in a red coat. Let's go buy a red coat, put it on some woman, and send her off that way. And they could, like, I don't know, like, poke her with something and see that she's not a robot. And then, oh, too bad, we got the power cell. What do we think?
We could put a wig on Master McKinley.
Do you really want to have some bad blood with this guy?
I don't think he has blood. He looks like he's a robot person, doesn't he? Hey, hold on. I step out of the huddle for a second. Hey, are you a person or are you a big robot thing? Like a kaiju?
This is power armor, sir.
I don't know what that is. I've been in a big underground bunker for the past all of my life. What is that?
Stand by.
He stands there for a second and moves, and the back of the suit
Holy shit, he's molting!
starts opening from the back, and out steps a gentleman from inside of the suit.
Oh my god! Sir, are you okay? There was a giant robot person. Where did you cut? Did he eat you?
It's just power armor. How have you not seen power armor before?
Oh my! You're the same. Wait, and so I walk around the back. And I'm like kind of like looking up and around.
Get away from there.
Oh no! I wasn't gonna touch anything. But my dad always told me we look with our eyes, not with our hands. I wasn't gonna touch it. I promise.
So Paladin steps back inside of his suit, a little uncomfortable with how close you got to his power armor.
It's all fun and games until it's no longer fun and games.
Okay, all right. So we decided we will help you find this synth from the boogeyman people that live underground in Boston. Oh, yes, sir. We'll find it. How did you get in there? Is it magic?
There's like a step.
There's
like a little footstool thing towards the bottom. I feel like you're getting hung up on the wrong thing here. We need to find this synth.
No, of course. We will find the robot lady and send her your way. Or do you want us to send you her way? How does this work?
If you have any actionable intel, you can see us at the Brotherhood of Steel outpost out east on the coast. All right?
All right. Do we need to like wave a flag or do we just waltz up and... What was your name, by the way? I'm Jake. What was yours?
My name is Paladin Grant.
Paladin Grant. So were we like, hey, Paladin Grant sent us. Is that good?
Stand by. Pennington, come here.
Pennington comes over where he's at.
Yes, sir?
Wait, is Pennington the hillbilly or is he the New Zealand?
That's
the
Wellington.
Kiwi? Oh.
Wellington has been told to go wait by the vertebrate. He's not allowed to be over here.
Okay.
What? So wait.
Yeah.
Is Wellington the New Zealander?
No.
Please tell me no.
No, he is not. Wellington is
not the New Zealander. This is amazing.
That is
this is.
We just upset a whole bunch of like Bluey fans. I think that's what they call the people. The people that live in that country are Bluey fans, right? Is that what they're called?
No, because of Wellington, New Zealand.
I know that was the joke.
Location. Oh.
Listen, the melting pot has had time to mix and curdle and for radiation to just really, nobody's from anywhere anymore. We're all just from
But some of us talk like we're Taika Waititi, and others do not.
Insert Michael Jackson's "We Are the World."
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so do we like send up smoke signals, or would that freak you out more, or do we just like knock and be like, "Hello, where's Mr. Grant?" Like,
can we get your phone number, sir?
like, wasn't that one of the old presidents, Houston?
Yeah, good man, kind of an idiot.
I've seen that guy on some of the paper money we had. And are you sure that paper money's not worth anything? Because I have tons of that.
Pre-war money is garbage.
Good.
It is garbage. All right, Pennington, hand him a note.
So Pennington starts writing on a piece of paper, and he hands it to you. And so it is a certified letter of passage for Brotherhood of Steel. It has Brotherhood of Steel letterhead on the top of it, and hands it to you.
I didn't even know they had notaries anymore.
So,
all right, Godfrey, can you open up your storage unit over there?
Yes.
like it's like a trash can sound.
No, listen.
Hey, hold still. I'm just gonna stick this right.
Excuse me. I said I can. You didn't ask me if I would.
Hey, Robert, do you have anything in there? Is there anything contraband? Do you have any contraband in there?
No.
So Pennington kind of peeks around inside of.
Wow, look at this. It's bigger on the inside. It's so clean here. Oh boy. What's that in there? So clean.
So you slam it shut, almost getting Pennington's fingers, and he looks a little upset, but also a little curious as to why you're so shiny.
So whenever you approach the front gate, just make sure you hand them that paper and they won't shoot you, right? Easy peasy.
Yes. I question before we go. How do they know not to shoot us before we get close enough to hand them the paper?
Oh, you've never been to Brotherhood of Steel, have you? We've got big, tall gates. There's no getting through those gates at all. So we'll see you way before you see us. Don't worry about that.
We've got gates too, but I think things get through them. Are things not supposed to get through gates?
Do you not know how gates work?
Well, I thought I did, but I don't know anymore. I don't really know much of anything, actually.
That's true.
Master McKinley says, with a bit of a limp, Master Wingers is unbearably smug.
What? I didn't understand that reference.
I didn't understand that either.
I'm sorry, that's the doctor popping out. Like, can you analyze the person's gait?
Gait?
Well, they're walking with a bit of a limp.
How do you have a smug gait?
Listen, if anyone in this traveling party has a smug gait, it's you.
I actually think I'm going to keep this in here because this was...
Wellington, come here. I need you to load these bodies up and we need to get out of here. It's starting to get cold and these bodies are starting to get stiff.
Yes, sir.
So he comes trotting over and starts rolling up the bodies.
Wellington reminds me of the beagle or the bloodhound in the Aristocats. He's like, I'm the leader. I decide if it's a little cricket bug. It was a little old cricket bug, you know. I like Wellington.
They just turn away from you guys and start doing their own thing, completely ignoring that you're there, loading the bodies up on the vertibird.
Well, good chat, guys. Glad we could do something for you and you couldn't do much for us. All right, let's go home.
So you kind of shimmy past the bodies, getting around this vertibird as it starts to spool up, heading off towards Dustridge once more.
Well, that was an eventful conversation, I guess. How are we feeling, boys?
If conversations can be eventful.
Yes, they can. That's what it means. All right, so are we supposed to be walking into Dustridge?
Yes. So as you guys have wandered for another 2 days, being even more cautious than you were before, because you've encountered Brotherhood of Steel, you've encountered dead raiders, you've encountered ghouls, you've encountered potentially lots and lots of sneaky cultist cannibals lurking around every corner, and it has gone dark, and it is now nighttime as you approach the front gates of Dustridge.
All right, let's go let the sheriff and the mayor know what we figured out.
What is it that we figured out? We knew there were cannibals, but now the cannibals have a mascot. That's basically what we figured out.
Yeah, but it's a cool mascot. It's got like antlers. Like, like a moose. Makes all the boy mooses go wah, like that.
Oh, oh my.
That was a Princess Diaries reference. I am not sorry, but I'm sorry.
A lot of weird things going on.
I don't want any boy moose in my yard.
Oh, listen, I'm trying to widen the shutter speed of my optical sensors, but why is it so dark?
Because it's nighttime.
Well, yes, it is. I understand that. I am aware of the rotation of the planet around the sun.
As you're walking closer to the gates, you realize that it is a little dimmer than it normally is at the front, the north gate. You don't see anybody milling about at the opening of the front gate.
Guys, isn't there normally, like, one of the mercenaries standing over here? Normally?
I don't have a good feeling about this, Mr. Winger, and I don't have feelings.
So as you start slowly approaching, you see that there are vehicles that are now in front of the road, and you see shadows of people on top of the dusty bathtub. And they shout at you. Hey, who are you?
My name is
just
Godfrey. It's
Shut up, you
pronounced in
bucket
the
of
King's
bolts.
English.
Shut up.
Whoa. Fine.
Guys, it's them. They're back.
So you see one of the shadows move and kind of jump off the back of the building. And coming around the side of the dusty bathtub, you see the sheriff. And he's kind of waving for you guys to come on in.
Oh, thank goodness. Sheriff, what the heck was that about? Who's shouting at us in the middle of the night?
The entire town now knows. Somebody, after I told you guys not to tell, apparently let the cat out of the bag, and word spread to word spread, and now everyone knows. And so everybody is terrified, and we decided to kind of collapse in, and everybody is staying as an emergency shelter in...
That's crazy that rumor could have gotten started. I don't know.
I'm going to have the hide of whoever it is that started spreading that around. We were trying to keep that locked down
definitely.
tight.
Take the hide of this person, place, thing, or idea.
I would love nothing more.
Godfrey, you're fine. You don't have a hide. You're safe. I mean, yeah, let's find them. But in the meantime, what's happened? What did you all do?
So a lot of the traders and everyone else, they decided to kick out, and they've headed south getting out of here. The rest of the people that have lived here, they have decided they're going to either stay in City Hall, and Randall has graciously allowed his establishment to be a temporary holdover shelter for the rest of the people here in Dustridge. So we have collapsed in. We've built a perimeter just around the town square until this all blows over or something happens. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Is that what's going on with all these cars?
Yeah, we drug all the cars around to kind of form a perimeter around this little square here. And I'm going to be honest, boys, everybody's freaking out, and I'm not too happy with the situation either.
I don't know. I'm also not very happy with this. So
we're all a little worried because we don't know what's going on. So how about we gather everybody up, we push everybody over into Randall's, and you tell the mayor and I what's going on. All right?
Sure. All right, sounds like a plan. We'll meet you over at the Dusty Bathtub.
Well, we can't go over there. The kids are over there. So, yeah, meet me over here in City Hall.
Yeah, we'll meet you over there. So I huddle up again and grab everybody around the shoulders. Guys, do we now tell them about the baby snatching, body swapping robot that might be in town, or do we save that for another time?
I mean, everyone's already panicking.
Cool. All right, we'll tell them now. Let's tell them.
Going from calm to panic, and then going from level 1 panic to level 2 panic is not.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I like that. We'll tell them. So we walk across the street, and I open the doors to walk into the town hall, and the sheriff's over here on the right, and the mayor's on the left.
Mayor Evelyn.
Can I help you, Godfrey?
You are looking resplendent. Dare I say radiant this evening.
Oh, good Lord.
So we made it up to Harrison. Do you guys want the good news first or the bad news first?
You know what? Let's keep this light. Tell us the good news first.
All right, cool. Yeah, good choice. Good news. The Raiders, they definitely didn't do this. That's the good news. Yeah.
So how's that good news?
Well, all the raiders are dead. Yeah, so they won't be bothering us.
You killed all the raiders?
No, guys, I could barely kill one raider when it was standing right in front of me. Do you remember he like whacked me in the head?
Yeah, that was pretty pitiful. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I have to have Buzz Armstrong over here, save me. You like that one, huh?
So I like it because your character probably doesn't know who Buzz Armstrong is. I almost said Buzz Aldrin.
So he just
It is Buzz Aldrin.
It is Buzz.
Neil Armstrong.
I messed it up. My bad.
Did we even go to the moon in the Fallout universe? I feel like I think the it splintered before then.
We went to the moon in 1969, not 1968, but the year after.
Get out of here.
I understood that reference.
There's no even Stevens shows or movies in the Fallout universe.
No, we didn't kill all the raiders. What are you talking about? Like, did you see me in that fight earlier? No,
Yeah,
we didn't kill the raiders.
That was pretty pitiful. Not gonna
You
lie.
didn't have to agree, Sheriff. Golly. No,
So-
we didn't kill the raiders, but they're all
So
dead.
if they didn't kill
good
him,
news.
who did?
You didn't say you wanted the bad
Yeah,
news
well,
yet.
just go ahead and pour it on me.
You sure, Sheriff?
Yeah, I sent you up there to figure out what's going on. I would like to have the whole picture.
All right. Okay.
Here, before we go on, have a bagel.
Where'd you find a bagel in the wasteland?
It was in this like weird cafe with like a double mermaid. It was very strange. And there was something called a PSL on the boat. I don't know. Anyways, we found a library. Awesome. Actually, we can confirm that Houston did write some of these books. We made a friend. Also, still in the good news vein, right? The bad news is that
There's a deranged deer that's after us.
yeah, that's kind of concise.
More or less, yes.
A deer. There's a deer that's doing all this.
There is
Oh,
a
dear.
roving band of cannibals that have all aligned themselves under the mascot of a Wendigo, which is a mythical creature that descends upon towns and feeds upon the flesh of the citizens. So they descend upon towns and feeds upon the flesh of citizens. There's more than one. There are lots of them.
Hey, did you know that there's like robot people that are like abducting?
Hold on. I one thing at a time. Mayor, did you hear that?
So the mayor comes over, and the mayor looks visibly worried and shook based on what she just heard.
So you're telling me that there's a group of cannibals that killed an entire city of raiders just a few days north of us?
Yes.
The stench was unbearable, and I don't have a nose.
Well, and not just the raiders. I think they also killed. Was that the Brotherhood of Steel that we ran into? Is that what they're called? Yeah, they killed one of their scouts. I think you're tracking. Yeah, you got it.
So we need to come to some sort of decision, Sheriff. Are we going to stay here? Because if the Raiders and the Brotherhood of Steel can't defend against these cannibals, I think we might have to evacuate the city.
Well, let's not get hasty. We didn't even talk about the body snatching robots yet.
Ha! For once, it wasn't me!
Body snatching robots. Here we go. What else did you see out there? Are there talking Mirelurks now that are what else? Are they riding motorcycles coming in? What's going on out here?
Listen,
Honestly, in my week outside of that vault, I would not be surprised.
I just love sometimes when I say something and there's just silence.
Part of that is my dumb AI brain, like trying to figure out what we're gonna do next.
No, you're doing great. No, Sheriff, listen, I think it's malarkey too. Like, we've all heard, like, hey, at the winter solstice, everybody behave. Otherwise, the Institute's gonna replace you with a synth and put coal in your fireplace, right? Like, everyone knows those stories we tell the kids to behave. But I think that robot person guy, or the armor dude, they believe that to be real. They said there's some woman running around in a red duster coat, snatching him up, and we got to be careful.
Yeah, well, we can deal with one woman, but we can't deal with a group of people that killed an entire group of raiders just a couple of days north of us. We can't do that. You've seen what we have here. We have children. We have women that we have to protect. We have rad stags that we have to keep alive here in order to survive.
Apparently, like 8 cars, all like.
I've only just learned this word, synth. Is this character? Is this did you say snatching children?
It's one of those myths that everyone tells so that they keep the kids in line.
Wait,
and then
how do they get? Do they climb in your windows?
I've never heard this before, but
it's an East Coaster thing.
We need to come to a vote, and I tell you what, hold on, I'll be back. You guys talk about whatever crap you're talking about.
Master Winger, what is this character? Is it climbing in windows and snatching the children?
Yep, it's climbing in the windows and it's snatching the people up.
We gotta hide your kids.
Well, I mean, heck, we should hide the wives.
Because they're snatching everyone here.
I mean, I think we need them to come and confess. Because we're looking for her.
We are going to find her. We are going to find her.
We'll run and tell that to the Brotherhood.
You took it. You ran with it. Yes. I'm so proud of you.
I've been trying for 5 minutes to tell that joke.
I planted the seed. I was like, please, someone take it. Run with it.
So the sheriff walks in and he looks at the mayor, and the mayor looks now shaken, but also
not stirred.
Not stirred.
My boys.
Aggravated. And in behind him follows
Randy.
Randall.
So good to see you.
Hey, boys. So,
yeah,
you got any good news for me?
No.
Yeah, we have good news. All the raiders are dead.
Oh, nice.
We made a friend. He was also one of you.
A bartender?
Well, kinda. He tends to the
search bar, as one might say.
Oh, Short. You met old Robert Short up there. Yeah.
I didn't think he was particular. He was average height.
Yeah, he's good people. We run into each other every 50, 60 years, so.
Robert Short, he's average height. Oh, come on.
Oh, I bypassed it. I just wanted to let that one float.
No, he was good. Well, it was gooder when he didn't have a gun to my head, but no, he's good.
Gooder? So?
You asked if he was good. I didn't think he was all that good when he had a gun to my head. It was gooder when he didn't.
Old Robert's a little paranoid now that he's up there rubbing elbows with the raiders, so.
Hey, well, he's not rubbing elbows with the raiders anymore.
Yeah, so you boys take care of them raiders? Is that what's going on?
No, it wasn't us.
No.
They're taken care of, but I think we got a bigger problem.
Have you ever heard of a Winnebago?
Yeah.
And no, it has nothing to do with bagels.
My grandpa used to have one of those. Take it to Myrtle Beach every year.
Did he really? What's Myrtle Beach?
It's an irradiated wasteland. And that was before the bombs dropped.
I don't get that joke because I've been in a bunker underground, but I'm glad that you all thought that was fun.
Yeah, you smooth skins. So tell me, what do you got? Good news, right?
Well,
that was about it. That's kind of the extent. Hey, have you ever heard of synths?
Never in my life.
Have you heard of a Wendigo?
Also, never in my life.
Cool. All right, so that's all I got for you. The bad news is that there's a giant cult that worship a deer humanoid thing that they all want to eat everyone and everything in their path. And they've effectively scared the Brotherhood of Steel. So basically no good news. Unless you're really able to spin it, which I feel like I did a good job.
What are our plans here? Why'd you bring me over here, Sheriff?
We need to decide between us Are we going to stay here? Because I don't think it's going to look great for us, or are we going to evacuate and go south? The Brotherhood of Steel are in between the north and us, a little bit to the east, but if we can head south, they can, they're going to have to deal with them before they head any further south. So I say we go to New Detroit.
That's where I grew up.
I think that's where we need to go. I know this is home, but you can't have a home without people, and I don't think we're going to survive this. So I say we put it to a vote.
Plus, I don't think you can establish anything as a home if you've only been there for a week. So, laissez-faire, let's blow in the breeze. I'm up to going.
To New Detroit? Well, yeah, I mean, that's... Man, I would love to see the old vault one more time, I guess.
His old stomping ground.
It's been 284 years. I've been to a lot of places. Let's go.
Mayor, it's up to you. You decide.
Well, I say that we pack this up and go, because my job is to protect the citizens of this place, and we can't protect them here. So let's pack up. Somebody tell Carl that we're leaving and see what he wants to do. He didn't want to come down here with us. He wanted to stay over in his shack, so let him know we're leaving.
Oh no, Phyllis.
And he may want to stay here with Phyllis. I don't know. But that's up to him. So I say we head out.
All right. That seems like the best course of action.
You guys said something about some lady. Randall, tell Randall what you told me about this robo lady, whatever.
Do you remember the children's tales that we would tell the kids where it's like, oh, if you're bad, we'll replace you with a robot? Apparently, the Brotherhood of Steel actually believes that's real, and they think that they saw some lady wearing a red duster jacket running around Michigan, which very specific there, guys. Have you seen any lady wearing a red duster?
Now that you say that, there was a lady that came through here a couple weeks ago, almost 2 months ago, wearing a red duster. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she came in, she played some pool, she just kind of hung out with some of the traders and stuff. She kind of rubbed elbows and then
Randy,
moved on. Yeah.
You and I have a standing agreement that if a beautiful woman comes into the bar, you are supposed to get her contact information for me. What happened to that, man?
Contact information? I thought you were joking. What contact information? You gonna call her on a phone? What are you gonna do? Send smoke signals?
Yes, actually. That's why I have that pile of junk sitting right out back. And the tarp over the...
It's cute that he thinks he has a chance.
Did she say anything about where she came from or where she was going?
No, she just said she was passing through. And so when she came out, she left. She kind of headed up to the northeast, so I don't know. But I tell you're saying that this lady, she's some sort of what?
Synthetic human, a synth.
I don't know what that is. So is this some sort of fake news? Like what are you talking about here? You mean this is like some sort of storybook thing that you were talking about? Like the kids around here talk about Mr. Claus that sneaks around at night and he might leave you a little something under your pillow or in a sock.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. But I mean, I didn't believe in a Wendigo before a giant cult of people-eating people showed up. So I kind of put a little more weight in it now.
Yeah, last time when she was heading out, she was heading northeast. She said that she was going to start a new life on this side of the water. So I wish her best of luck. And off she went. So I tell you what, you tell the web to go, and you tell this synthroid, whatever her name is, and you tell Mr. Claus once they all get together that I said hi, all right?
Ha, ha, ha. Very funny, Randy. And the next time I find 7 Nuka-Colas nestled under a death claw's nest and sneak in there and get them, you're not getting a single one. Okay?
Listen,
just remember that.
We're all out of business here, so.
Okay. Yeah, then quit mocking me. It hurts my feelings. Okay?
Well, what are you boys going to do? We're going to pack up and go. We're going to head to New Detroit. What are you boys doing? You following us? Where you going?
All right, what does everyone think? I mean, we could head north and we'd have protection from the Brotherhood, and we might wind up finding this magic robot lady. We still have to tell Carl what the rest of the town is planning on doing. And I don't think he's going to be able to take Phyllis on his own. Or we head south to New Detroit, which is where I grew up. What do you guys think?
Honestly, have you seen the jawline of our sheriff? His testosterone levels must be through the roof. I trust his protection.
Are you hitting on the sheriff now, too?
No,
Was the mayor not enough for you, Godfrey? Come on.
Game acknowledge game, Master Winger.
You don't have a jawline. You're just a sphere.
I don't have a jawline, but I have the necessary biochemical sensors to evaluate whether or not
Nor do you
someone
have testosterone. What game recognizing game?
So the sheriff, listening in, looks at Godfrey with an odd expression, but then kind of shrugs his shoulders and gives like a meh kind of expression.
I vote that we go to New Detroit with the sheriff.
I think we should go up north and find the synth and get a power core for Phyllis so that Carl can have his love again.
I say we go with the sheriff.
Well, I'm outvoted. Looks like we're going to New Detroit.
Well, pack your stuff up, help us get all these kids and everyone loaded up, and we'll start caravanning that way. All right?
And we'll tell Carl the plan, and he can decide for himself.
Well, I can offer my assistance in packing because apparently my storage compartment is so cavernous and barren that echoes reverberate around inside of it. So I volunteer my services in case.
Our trio of Wastelander, Scavenger, Recon, Misfits are off to pack up with the rest of Dustridge and caravan their way to New Detroit.
And with that is the end of our episode. We will catch you all next week on the Big Red Button.
Hey, boys. I tell you what, that was one wild ride.
It was. So, that was crazy, right? Got to go look inside of a robot's head, and then we got to pack up these two dead fellas right here.
I know, son. You know what? I thought after that 5th time I wouldn't make it into the Brotherhood of Steel, but here we are, contributing to the cause and doing better for the wasteland.
Contributing.
Weirdest Bluey crossover ever.
The Big Red Button is a production of the Grapefruit Network. To learn more about this show, visit us at bigredbutton.show. And to find out more about the other shows on our network, head over to thegrapefruitnetwork.com.